What's up, guys? It's Hitch here, back with another episode of Around the Bar. Basically, it's a series where we act like we're at a virtual bar between my computer screen, your computer screen, and we sit down, have a drink, and talk about nerdy things. First of all, let me know what you're drinking down in the comments. I'm having a Yuengling, and this isn't just an alcoholic drink only. You could, like last time I did one of these, Hudson said he was drinking pear juice, but that's just a Hudson thing. By the way, if you've never poured beer before into a pint glass, you got to make sure that you pour it along the side of the glass so it doesn't get super, fizzy. There's a word, foamy at the top, because that's just annoying. Fun fact, my mom taught me that when I was like 13. So today I want to talk about something that I've kind of wanted to talk about for a while. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just something that's been bugging me ever since it happened. So a long time ago, I think it was at UMG Dallas of last year, the one where Denial won. During it was a very weird event. They only had one stream, and a ton of teams got knocked into the losers bracket. Or not the scheduled mainstream games very early on in the tournament, including Optic Gaming, Optic Nation, who else? FaZe at the time, SB, like so many, Stunner, so many teams. So there was one time I walked in on Sunday morning, and there was a huge table, like gigantic table, and on both sides of the tables were 3 games going on with literally everyone. Like, everyone that is somebody was playing on these off-stream matches. And I looked around, I didn't see anybody from Esports Nation there. I didn't see, Intel wasn't a thing at the time. COD Esports TV wasn't, it was while they were on their way out. And who else? There was another, goalie wasn't there, which is Codpedia. So nobody was there. There was nobody tweeting out scores. There was nobody there that was going to be able to, let the people know what was going on, especially not at a play-by-play instance. So I was just like, I'm going to tweet out the scores. I'm gonna make sure that people understand, the scores. And I was gonna do it in a very unprofessional way. Like, I wasn't gonna say, at all the teams involved. I was just gonna let people know what the scores are. So there was I had access to the Gamma Twitter at the time, and I could have done it through the Gamma Twitter, but it just wouldn't make sense because who wants to see, Gamma Gamers tweet out, 3-1 Stunner, 3-2, things like that. It just wouldn't make any sense. So I went ahead and started tweeting out scores. I was tweeting out scores of 4 different games that were going on at one time. I was running back and forth. It was crazy. And then, so all of that happened, and obviously the most popular team that was playing was Optic Gaming. Optic Nation was playing as well, and then Stunner and SB were playing, and whatever team Classic was on at the time. Automatic Reload, they were playing. It was just something that I just randomly thought of doing. I just randomly decided just to tweet out the scores and let people know who was winning each game. That round went away. That round was done, and I sat back and I was like, man, that was crazy. And, some people got wind of it during this time, and I ended up gaining like 600 followers on Twitter. And at the time I was at 3,000 followers. So I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I gained 600 followers just off of tweeting some scores. And then, the very next round, Optic Gaming was playing again, as well as Optic Nation, and they were both playing, at the same time, and they were playing 2 other different teams. So same thing. I looked around. The only person from Esports Nation that was there was Todd. my really good friend Todd, and he's a photographer, and they started seeing what was going on, and they were hitting him up like, hey, can you tweet out scores like that? But Todd's never, they wanted him to do like an official tweet out, like put the period in front of at Optic Gaming, and there were different things like that, and it just he wasn't there for that. He was there to take pictures, so he continued to take pictures, and it was just like so I just started tweeting him out again because why not? People wanted to see it, so I decided to do it. And this is when things went crazy. The game went down to like a game 5 for Optic Gaming, and Optic Nation was playing well, as they were playing good as well. And I just continued to tweet out. I was telling who all was doing well, who was doing bad, and different things like that. And my Twitter was going insane. Every time I tweeted, I was getting so many followers because so many people were retweeting and favoriting my stuff, that every time I tweeted, I had to kill my app on my phone and open it back up again. It was crazy. I was mind blown, and I was getting all these followers. And once you get a lot of followers, like you're like, wow, this is so cool. I want to do more. But it's really not that big of a deal looking back on it, because followers aren't really everything. They're not the key to success in the community. But the thing about this particular scenario is the thing that I don't like about it is that for some reason there are still people to this day that say that the majority of what I've done in this whole community, spawned off of that one moment, where they don't understand that the Optic Nation GOAT chemistry video was prior to that. They don't understand that the Mean Tweets video on UMG was prior to that. Both UMG experiences happened before that. I had already been on the Gamma side of things for 3 events at that time, and done work for Gamma. I'd started the Top 100 montage series. And I had also done all of the work for UMG when I was over there. So I'm not putting this out there just to get back at them, or I'm just trying to justify that what I did. I didn't immediately do it for self-promotion. I wasn't saying, hey, there's Optic playing, I'm going to capitalize off of Optic success and tweet out the scores. I was tweeting out everyone's scores, and obviously people love they love the Optic scores, because I don't know why they weren't on stream in the first place. But it's just become a thing, and I guess what I want to tell anybody out there that's trying to pursue esports, or trying to, especially in the Call of Duty community, is that you have to attack it from all angles. Somebody came at me a couple days on Twitter and said, where would you be if that had never happened? That's the only reason you're here, and things like that. People just like to be trolls. And then everyone started tweeting at him. I was involved in the tweet. Everybody started tweeting at him and telling them when they started to follow me, or when they started to, look at all my content. And it was awesome. Some people said, I started following Hitch because of the sticks. I started following Hitch because he, rapped on YouTube, or that he was sniping for TK, or he was sniping on his personal channel, or that I saw, his personal channel stuff. I saw his top 100 montage stuff. And it's just like, when I realized that esports is what I wanted to do, I saw so many outlets that hadn't been taken advantage of, and I just hit them. I hit them as hard as I could. Just like if you're rushing something on Search and Destroy, you hit the bomb site. You do as much as you can from every single angle. People are going to start to realize, that you really care about this, and that you really want to do this. And I couldn't be in a better position. I'm so blessed to be where I am today. It's just, I'm glad that, I'm not glad that these different parts of what I've done in the past are over with. I'm still going to continue to snipe. I'm still going to continue to go on the sticks because I love those guys. Still going to continue to hopefully do countdowns and different things in the future, especially on the Optic Intel channel. But I am pretty glad that the tweeting scores thing is over, because I'm so close for that to be forgotten by everybody. And I couldn't be happier about that. It was a thing that didn't take a lot of effort, didn't take a lot of content or planning or anything else, and it kind of put a negative vibe on what I do as a whole. And if I could go back and not do it again, I definitely would do that. I would not tweet those scores out. I'd let somebody else do it, or find somewhere appropriate to do it, because I was young. Young in the community. I was young, but you know, it's just something that you live and you learn from, and you know, it worked out in the end. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. A little bit of a rant, I guess you could say. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you're drinking down in the bottom. I almost said in the bottom, in the description, or in the freaking comments. And let me know if you're trying to pursue esports or just anything in the Call of Duty community, and let me know how you're doing it. If anybody ever needs, you know, people come up to me at events all the time and ask, you know, what they could do, you know, to try to make it, in the community as a career, which is weird to ask me because it's not my career yet, but I'm always down to help if anybody really wants some advice or somebody to talk to about this. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Around the Bar. Didn't drink any of my Yingling, only like 2 sips, but it gives me more to drink in the future, or once I cut this video off. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I already said everything I need to say, so cheers.